listening to the Pasco Podcast with Mike Carballa. Welcome to Season 3 of Pasco Podcast, a series about leadership and public service. We'd like to thank our sponsors, the nearly 600,000 people of Pasco County, as represented by the Board of County Commissioners. It's through their trust and empowerment of our workforce and leadership team that we're able to bring you this podcast. This podcast is designed to help public servants build leadership skills and leverage them for success by sharing the experiences of our peers.
Hi, I'm Mike Carballa, and welcome to our 50th episode of Pasco Podcast. Today, we're shining the spotlight on something close to all our hearts, volunteering. April is National Volunteer Month, and it's a great time to celebrate the incredible impact our volunteers have in our community. Whether it's supporting animal services, helping in our libraries, or lending a hand in our parks, volunteers are the backbone of Pasco County. So why is volunteering so important, and how can you get involved? Joining me today for that discussion is Pasco County Volunteer Services Manager Sarah Sukhram and volunteer Danny Reich. Sarah, Danny, welcome. How are you guys today?
Very well.
Doing great.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Sarah, why don't you talk to, we met a while back when you were still in animal services and now you're in public services. And I remember distinctly going, I asked Sarah, I was like, well, can you give me the value of volunteers? And she was able to rattle off all the savings. I mean, so it was like from an administrator's perspective, like, wow, she's already ready for the budget discussion and everything. But volunteers do so much great work and everything. But Sarah, tell us a little bit about how you came to Pasco and more specifically to the role that you're in today.
Sure. Yeah. So I started with the county back in 2018. Prior to that, I had a background in risk management and loss prevention with a national retail store, and I kind of climbed the corporate ladder there a little bit. Met my husband back here in the Tampa area, and he was retail pharmacy at the time. So he essentially said, listen, we can't both be in retail. We need to kind of have some family.
We have to diversify our family portfolio
we
here.
do,
right?
we do. We would like to have some holidays together, which would be nice. So he left his bachelor pad in Channelside, and we built in Wesley Chapel. And when I saw the opportunity to do something that I would feel good about and fill my cup, I jumped on it. At the time, in 2018, it was a part-time position. Mm-hmm. And after a few months, we realized with best practices that we needed to make it full-time. So, of course, I jumped on that. In 2019, I jumped on the opportunity to join LDP and loved it. And so then last year, I was able to grow into this role as the volunteer services manager for public services and support services. And it's been such a great journey.
Yeah. Well, you did such a good job in animal services and impressed me, impressed your assistant county administrator and department heads with that. We said, wow, we got to just bring this to the whole public services branch. And so here you are. That's wonderful. Danny, you've got a long, illustrious career with Pasco County, working for the county and now a volunteer. Tell us a little bit about your journey.
Well, like you said, I worked for the county for 31 years, and I started volunteering at the shelter while I was still working. I could only come on weekends. But as retirement got closer, this was part of my retirement plan to get out there during the week, because that's when we need the most volunteers, because most people are working and all. And it was nice. I had a desk job for 31 years, and my first year here, I lost 25 pounds.
Well, you look great. So,
Thank you.
Yeah, something about getting out there. So, working primarily with our animal services department, I think is
volunteering.
Volunteering,
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That's all. I love dogs, so that's right. That's where I need to be.
Well, that's great. Well, and you specifically as a volunteer, Danny, talk to me a little bit about April is National Volunteer Month. What does that mean to you, especially as a volunteer?
Well, I don't know. It makes me proud. I mean, I hope that people see this or hear this and maybe want to come volunteer themselves, because it's a great experience.
Yeah. It's kind of giving back. Sarah, how about you? I mean, you're coordinating the chaos here,
organized chaos. Yes. So National Volunteer Month is part of Global Volunteer Month. It for us in the States, it started back in the 70s, and it also highlights between April 20th and the 26th is Volunteer Appreciation Week. So for me, National Volunteer Month is just showing the possibilities of what we can do with partnership of volunteers. We have some incredible staff and team members throughout the county, and to be able to extend the reach based on volunteerism is phenomenal.
Yeah, I agree. And so we've recently revamped our volunteer programs here, right? Can you, especially as our coordinator here on this, talk a little bit more about some of the unique opportunities that are available for volunteers in Pasco specifically?
Yes. Oh my goodness. So for starters, we have some really great programs that are already up and running. Animal services is one. There's such diverse opportunity there depending on your interest and availability.
Okay.
We also have libraries. I mean, I've seen so many folks learn skills through the maker spaces and the volunteers that run those. Cooperative Extension has a one-stop shop that's just fantastic. There's volunteers that actually have helped. We've seen folks get interview clothes based on the volunteers that run the closet there,
okay.
which is really cool. And then just an expanding piece, we're building a program for parks to have park ambassadors, invasive species control, which will be really cool, volunteer roles for our parks department, as well as looking at greeters and things to support our veteran services. So we're growing.
Wow, that is fantastic, and it's like you say, there's opportunities everywhere. Whether you're young, right, and a lot of kids out there have to get volunteer credit hours and things to do stuff. I know my kids worked in the parks and libraries as they tried to go through for Bright Future scholarships and things like that with the school board. To those of us who just want to give back, whether that's in our current roles or even in retirement, I would say anything to add to that, Danny, from what you said.
Yes, sir. Well, first of all, I always tell everybody, I'm not ready for the rocking chair yet. And like I said, I love dogs, and I want to feel like I was a productive member of society still. And this was just perfect for me. I get to enjoy my passion there, and I'm helping out. I'm helping the dogs. I feel like I'm helping the county a little bit still.
100%, 100%.
Yeah.
And that kind of gets into the role that volunteers play in supporting our programs, especially in public services. There's a lot of budget pressure there, and I can, as administrator, and we talk now about, boy, we've got to, you see there's pressure on taxes. There's a lot of things that we have to do more effectively and efficiently. I think volunteers play a key role in that. I mean, that's probably one of many. But Sarah, you want to elaborate on some of the roles that they play in that program? In these programs?
So supporting and enhancing are kind of the core values I feel of volunteering. So when it comes to things like budget, and you look at what are we constrained with? It's also what's possible. There are volunteers, not just the service that they give, but there's volunteers that through their connections have brought donations into our friends groups,
Wow.
have
Okay.
supported
Great.
and done things. And so it's great to show that we can extend that option, and we're not just as limited based off of, it's not a no, it's a what can we do?
Yeah, and again, I think that's truly aligned to our mission of serving our community to create a better future. It's our community. It's all one.
That.
So Danny, as a volunteer,
Yes, sir.
any misconceptions about volunteering that folks might that you want to talk about?
Well, I don't know. Maybe people think that they have to give a whole lot of hours, or maybe they're on a schedule and they have to do this every time. And you're a volunteer. If you can only do it once a week or different days of the week, it's every little bit helps.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's not all that. I mean, we just go in there and do. Sarah, anything to add?
I completely agree with Danny. I think that a lot of people think that, oh my gosh, I have to give so many hours a day or so many hours a week. And we have roles that you can do a couple hours a month, and still be really contributing to our community. The second piece, though, I think is the skills. Oftentimes folks think that I have nothing to contribute, and that couldn't.
And I don't want to clean out animal cages the whole time.
Yeah,
Can I do other stuff?
Exactly.
Right?
I mean, my goodness, we have folks that do data entry, and they're phenomenal at it, and they love it. We have folks that do, they assist with different things with clerical, and so it's not this box of what you think, I must be able to walk dogs, or maybe I'm not physically able to clean kennels. There's so many things out there, and I think that if you have the heart, we can teach the skill.
Beautifully said. Beautifully said. I guess what's been your most rewarding experience, Danny?
Well, myself, what I look for the dogs that are in their kennel. They're frightened. They're maybe cowering. Their tails are tucked under there, and I like to spend time with them. talk to them very softly, get them to start trusting me. And then when I take them out, when I see that tail start to untuck and come up there and maybe even wag, it's really good feeling. And then to see them get adopted to a nice family is really, really rewarding.
Do you get to help in the adoption process at all? Or is that?
We used to be able to show dogs. Now they have a particular position, adoption counselor, that they mostly talk with the people who are considering dogs. But we all get our favorites. So when we hear that someone's been adopted, everyone wants to run out and snap a picture of him with his new family.
Yeah, it's bittersweet. You're losing a friend, but you know he or she's going to a good home.
Yes, sir.
That's awesome.
It's always a good feeling.
Anything, Sarah, through your vast experience that you've heard that maybe, or even your own experiences that you care to share?
Honestly, I would say that it's just when you see that, I call it a touch point. When you see a touch point and you can relate it back and then tell that story to expand the possibility of that touch point. So as an example, I have seen volunteers that have gotten into, we'll use animal services, have volunteered because they had the time. Maybe they were new to the area and they wanted to meet people. So they get into volunteering. And because of that, they then go and pursue school and education to go further into like veterinary medicine because of that piece. And so then to expand that, and now they're able to go and help elsewhere. We have several volunteers that now go through the veterinary services piece to get that skill set. And I just think that that's fantastic to see.
Have we had opportunities with, even volunteers, maybe even coming through volunteering first and then becoming employees later?
Yes. Animal services alone, I can count right off the top of my head, probably 8.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah. So that's a pathway too. Wow. Fantastic. Absolutely. Fantastic. I would say, you guys have all been inspired in your careers. What keeps you motivated to keep doing it? I'm sure there's good days. I'm sure there's tough days. So, Danny, what keeps you up? Keeping the weight off, I think, helps.
Yeah, that helps a lot. Well, like I've said a couple of times, I love dogs. I love all animals, but especially dogs. And I get to go out there and basically play with dogs, make them feel good. People often ask me, well, you got 3 dogs of your own. Why do you do that? Because there I get to play with 50 dogs.
The dogs come home, you're like, you've been cheating on me, Dad.
Yeah. Right? Yeah, I get to sniff in the eyeball.
How about you, Sarah? How do you keep motivated to...
I would say when you see the potential and you see it grow into something and then the community gets on board, it's just such a cool experience, and to get to do it for work and to get to see that is really awesome. I grew up, my dad was Air Force, and my mom actually helped really develop Girl Guides in Scotland. She's from Scotland.
Okay.
And so when she came to the States, we were part of Scouts. We were part of doing festivals and serving our community. And so it's really been ingrained into me since birth.
Wow, that's great, though.
And so to now get to do that and have that fill my cup, so to speak, is really cool.
Well, it sounds like you're matched perfectly. So with that lens and being so passionate and in this, how do you see with the evolution of volunteering, right? So there's technology advances where there's all kinds of things happening in the future. Where do you see that going?
Yeah, so volunteer administrators across the country, we're actually seeing a huge trend with what's called VTO, which is volunteer time off with companies, where they want to do, instead of doing a corporate mixer, for example, they're doing company team builders that are volunteering that time for organizations. So that's been a big trend of seeing these group volunteers come in. And another one is with technology, of course, remote volunteer opportunities. So what can
how does that work?
Yeah. So cool things like writing a pet bio that you submit in and then it's audited and then posted, right? That's something that can be done at home. That volunteer can come in and hang out with the animal, but then go home with their notes and type up a great pet bio. So there's different things like that are out there that we're incorporating in.
Fantastic. So you'd be casting a broader and broader net. That is absolutely awesome. I would say, where can people watching and listening go to find out more information about volunteering here at Pasco?
Yeah, so we refreshed our site, which I'm really excited about. So if you go to Pasco County and you go to where it says How Do I, you'll actually see volunteering opportunities on there.
So that's mypasco.net.
Mypasco.net.
And then find volunteer on a drop down.
And we're on there. You can also email at volunteering@mypasco.net. So you can get us there as well.
Fantastic. Danny, what advice would you give to someone looking to start volunteering?
Well, first of all, find something that you enjoy.
Okay.
Because, like again, I love dogs, so this was a perfect place for me. But there may be people that like libraries or parks. They like to be outside and just find something you like, and then you don't feel like you're giving up anything. You're going to do something you enjoy.
Yeah.
And it's not work.
And it's not work. It's not work. That's right. Well, we're not paying you for it, though.
No, but that's all right. I get rewarded.
Very good. Very good. Sarah, any advice?
Yeah, I would say go and check the place out. Like I said earlier, we can train the skills needed to how to walk a dog appropriately or how to do something safely. But having that camaraderie and feeling comfortable and feeling supported in that organization is what I recommend, because that will differentiate between, oh, I've got to go volunteer today versus I get to go volunteer today.
Mm-hmm. Yes, 100%. That's awesome. That's great. Well, guys, I've got a couple of unscripted questions here that maybe you weren't privy to, but it's easy stuff. It's just easy, just trying to get to know you stuff. So I would just say, hey, you're stressed out. What's your emergency stress relief snack at work?
Oh, Raisinets.
I love Raisinets. Those are great. Man, I could eat them by like the box full. That's awesome. Danny?
Well, when I worked, peanut M&Ms were my weakness.
Peanut M&Ms, those are good. I like greasy cups, especially the minis. If they get, I'll pop them all day long. So that's great. If your job were an ice cream flavor, what would it taste like?
Probably Rocky Road. Just all kinds of stuff in there. We do all kinds of things.
That's awesome. Good answer. What do you think? I
would say pistachio.
Ooh.
Yeah, because you have a thought of what it's going to be. It's not at all like that.
It's never. That's great. That's great. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Yeah.
Coffee.
Yeah, 100%. Black or with cream and sugar?
Black.
Yeah, black.
Cream. Flavored creamer.
Flavored creamer. Very good. Very good. Book or movie?
Movies.
Movies?
Ooh,
if it's running, it's got to be a book.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
I used to love to read, but now that I'm older, I don't see as well.
It's hard to see. Seriously, I'm the same way. I get into bed, and if I don't have my glasses, it's like, well, click. We're gonna watch something on TV. That's awesome. Hiking or biking?
Hiking.
All right, last one, a little tougher one here. If you could have any fictional character as your coworker, who would it be?
Ooh.
Ron Swanson.
Love it. Love it. Ron Swanson's from the show Parks and Rec. He's the very deadpan boss trying to destroy the government from the inside. So.
I appreciated him because anytime that you needed something, he always came through.
Yeah.
And as a coworker, that's what you really want, is someone that's going to be there.
Well, and you just need an April to make sure all your appointments are scheduled on February 29th.
Yeah. March 31st.
Oh, March
30th. Yes.
Danny, how about you?
Maybe Jason Momoa, because I think he's besides being Aquaman and being a tough guy, he's also does a lot of funny things too. So I think he'd be entertaining to be around.
Yeah, he would. That'd be pretty cool. Well, awesome, guys. Listen, Sarah, Danny, thank you both for being here today. It was really great having you both. And a special thanks to our media relations team who makes this effort possible. And thank you for joining us on this 50th episode of Pasco Podcast. I'm Mike Carballa. We'll see you next time.
For more information on Pasco County government, please visit mypasco.net.